Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, Brahma's Prayers, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Commentary. Text 1. Brahmo Vacha Gyato Simedya Suchirannanudeha Bhajam Nagyayate Bhagavato Gatirityavadyam Nanyatvadasti Bhagavannapi Tanna Shuddham Maya Guna Vyatikarad Yadurur Vibhasi. Brahma said, "Today I have understood you after meditating for a long time. Persons with material bodies are worthless, since they do not know the truth about the Lord. There is nothing to compare with you. O Lord, everything else is impure, but appears great because it is a transformation of the gunas of your Maya Shakti." Commentary. In this ninth chapter, after praising Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, the soul of the universe, Brahma gains power to create the universe by the Lord's mercy. This verse shows that after attaining mercy, one can meet the Lord and know the Lord. Today you are known by me after meditating on you for a long time. I was thinking that I will meditate on the form I had understood through previous meditation, because I had never meditated on such a beautiful form before. My pretense of knowledge was useless. I expected to see the Lord in the form upon which I meditated. That was futile, since a particle of your beauty cannot be compared to the beauty of a huge emerald, a blue lotus, or a fresh cloud. But even meditating on the form I knew, you became visible in this beautiful form. The greatness of your mercy cannot be expressed in words. One who personally experiences your sweetness laments for others. Those who have bodies are full of fault, avadyam. They do not know the true nature of the Supreme Lord. They do not experience the Lord's sweetness and beauty. For the embodied being, worship of you is the goal, since it is possible to realize your beautiful form in that body. For the embodied being, worship of you is the goal, since it is possible to realize your beautiful form in that body. Is there not some object with similar sweetness in this variegated world, since you are saying that without realizing the Lord, life is a waste of time? There is nothing other than you that is a worthy object of knowledge. There is nothing other than Bhagavan at all. There is no object to be relished by the eye or ear, except the spiritual beauty and glories indicated by the word Bhaga in Bhagavan, the possessor of Bhaga. But does not the happiness of Swarga give pleasure to the senses? So this is the Lord asking, Purva Pakshi, or the Lord saying, but does not the happiness of Swarga give pleasure to the senses? Brahmaji is saying that happiness is not pure. Being temporary, it is not eternal and is disagreeable because of change. It is limited and low, but it is also impure and endowed with a taste for association with lusty crows, not to be seen in the followers of the Lord who are like swans, unattached to worldly enjoyment. Because this is the effect of your Maya Shakti, It is not different from you. Because of transformation of the gunas of Maya, it appears great, ruling over Swarga and other places. Okay. So this is also the Lord's question. Next verse. रूपं यदेतद् अवबोधरसोदयेन शश्वन्निवृत्ततमसः सदनुग्रहाय आदौ गृहीतमवतारशतैकबीजम् यन्नाभिपद्मभवनाद् अहम् आविरासम्. By your mercy to the devotees, by your Chit Shakti, you have shown at the beginning this form, which is eternally devoid of Maya, which is the seed of countless avatars, and from whose navel appeared the lotus from which I have appeared. So Brahmaji is saying Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, is describing Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Commentary. But this form that you have described is current, something you see today. If it is recent, it is not eternal. Your words show that. So the Lord is saying here that this form that you have described is current, something you are seeing today. It is a recent form. That means it is not eternal. It is not always existing. Your words are only showing that. Worrying that the Lord will joke in this way, Brahma speaks. Because it is caused by the appearance of Chit Shakti arising from your Swarupa. Your form is eternally devoid of Maya. So this form, although I am seeing now, it is not a temporary form. Why? Because it is appearing from your Chit Shakti, your Swarup Shakti. Because the form is eternal, the word Grihitam cannot mean that the Lord accepted this form at some time. Why are we saying that it is eternal? We are saying it is eternal because it's coming from Chit Shakti. So even though Grihitam is said, we cannot take Grihitam means he accepted it now and it was not there before. It simply means that the form appeared, manifested. This is the opinion of Sridhar Swami. The Sandarbha says that Grihitam means that the form is brought before the devotee's vision. Some persons with material minds will say that this means that the Lord accepts material qualities. Others say that it means the form is accepted by the influence of the Chit Shakti. Avabodha Rasodayena. Yes. Text 3. Natah param paramayad bhavatah swarupam आनन्दमात्रम् अविकल्पम् अविद्धवर्चः पश्यामि विश्वसृजमेकम् अविश्वमात्मन् भूतेन्द्रियात्मकमदस्त उपाश्रितोऽस्मि. O Supreme Lord, I do not see that you are different from your form as the Brahman, which is without qualities and only bliss. O form of unrestricted light, I, full of pride in thinking, I can get pleasure by body, sense, and mind. Take shelter of you, of your one form, which is spiritual, but which creates this universe. Commentary. But some say that the original form is Brahman. Now again, the Lord is saying to Brahmaji, oh, you are saying this form is coming from Chit Shakti, so therefore it is eternal form. The previous Brahmaji said, no? That no, this form is eternal because it is coming from Chit Shakti. Therefore, Grihitam should mean that he is simply manifesting, not that it is something new that's coming. Then the Lord is saying, but some say that the original form is Brahman without qualities, not the Lord with qualities. What you're seeing now is the form with qualities. But some say that the original form is without any qualities, Brahman. So in answer, Brahmaji is saying, O Supreme Lord, Parama, I do not see this form as different from your form of Brahman, which is without qualities and only bliss. So the form that I am seeing now, I don't see it as different. But this form includes Brahman. It's not different from Brahman. Rather, this form includes Brahman. The Brahman does not include this form. O Lord, whose effulgence is not restricted by time or space. Your effulgence is all pervading. That effulgence is Brahman. In Harivamsa, the Lord tells Arjun, Yat param paramam brahma sarvam vibhajate jaga mamaiva tad ghanam tejo gyatumarhasi bharata. O Bharata, this supreme Brahman lights up the whole universe. You should know that it is my condensed light. Krishna is saying to Arjun. So this is the quote to show that the form of the Lord includes Brahman. Brahman is the light coming from the Lord's body. Though Brahman and the personal form are one, where do you reside? With the Brahman or the personal form? So now again the Lord is asking, okay, so Brahman and the personal form are the same, you're saying, fine. But where do you reside, O Brahmaji? Are you residing in Brahman or in the personal form? So Brahmaji is saying, I take shelter of one form of you who create the universe. Vishvasrijam. That means of Garmodakshai Vishnu. Brahmaji is saying, I take shelter of you who create the universe. Again the Lord saying, but you, Brahma, create this. You are saying you take shelter of me who creates the universe, but you are the one who's creating the universe. Then Brahmaji says, you are also different from the universe. You are spiritual, whereas I am material, because I have pride that I can gain pleasure by body, senses, and mind. He criticizes himself as material. Okay. Then, Tadva idam bhuvana mangala mangalaya ध्याने स्मनो दर्शितं त उपासकानां तद्वा इदं भुवनमङ्गलमङ्गलाय ध्याने स्मनो दर्शितं त उपासकानां तस्मै नमो भगवते नु विधेम तुभ्यम् यो नादृतो नरक भाग्भिर असत prasangaihi. O Lord of auspiciousness for the whole world, O Lord of auspiciousness for the whole world, this personal form is for the benefit of the world, and it was shown to me, your worshipper, by meditation. Therefore, I offer respects to that personal form. Let me only serve you who are not respected by those who will go to hell. Let me only serve you who are not respected by those who will go to hell, proclaiming that your personal form is false. Okay. O Lord of auspiciousness for the whole world, this personal form is for the benefit of the whole world. It is for the benefit of the world, And it was shown to me, your worshipper, by meditation. Brahmaji is seeing this form in meditation. Therefore, I offer respects to that personal form. He's offering respects to the personal form. Let me only serve you who are not respected by those who will go to hell, proclaiming that your personal form is false. Now, you are auspicious for the whole world, Brahmaji is saying. My Lord, you are auspicious for the whole world. The materialists do not respect the form that you show for giving auspiciousness to us. I offer respects to you repeatedly. Materialists do not respect the form that you show for giving auspiciousness to us. I offer respects to you repeatedly. Yes, I am offering respects, but materialists don't respect this form. Again, the Lord is saying, oh, you're offering obeisances to this personal form of mine. Why don't you take shelter of the impersonal Brahman? The form with qualities is for the giving is for giving benefit of Artha, Dharma, Kama, and Moksha to the people of the 14 planetary systems. Worship of the personal form produces these benefits. Doing otherwise is useless. Yes. So Brahmaji's argument why he's only worshipping the personal form is because through this personal form only people get what they desire. Artha, Dharma, Kama, Moksha. By worshipping impersonal form, you don't get that. Worship of impersonal form will not give these results. That personal form was revealed to me in my meditation. I did not see the impersonal Brahman. Okay. Also, what I saw in meditation is this personal form. I didn't get darshan of impersonal Brahman. Therefore, the personal form is much more merciful. I thus offer respects to you, the personal form, an ocean of spiritual qualities. Let me serve only you. What service can I do for you? Like this, Brahmaji is saying. The personal form is more merciful. I'm only going to worship the personal form. Then the Lord is saying, but some persons say that this form is not full of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. And they say that this form is material. And they don't respect this form. Some people say that this form of mine is material. It's not Satchidananda. Consequently, they don't respect this form. It is not respected, Brahmaji is saying. It is not respected by those who will fall to hell, naraka bhagbihi, and who indulge in thinking that form is false, or by those who associate with materialists. So who will accept this form to be as material? It will be accepted as material by those who are destined to go to hell, and those who indulge in thinking that this form is false, or those who associate with materialists. They are the people that will not respect. Who will not respect this form? People who are destined to go to hell, people who consider this form to be false, and people who associate with materialists. These are the people that will not respect the personal form. Next verse. Ye tu tvadiya charanambhujakoshagandham jighranti karna vivarai shrutivata neetam bhaktya grihita charanah paraya cha tesham napaisinatha hridayam buruhat svapumsam. O Master, you do not give up the lotus hearts of your devotees who smell through their ears the fragrance of your lotus bud feet brought by the wind of the Vedas. Oof, so many analogies. And take your lotus feet as the greatest treasure through Prema Bhakti. So, the devotees' hearts are compared to lotuses. That is one lotus. The heart of the devotees is one lotus. And again, the Lord's feet are also lotus buds. The wind is the Vedas. So the fragrance from the lotus buds of the Lord's feet is carried by the wind of the Vedas. Huh? And how are they here smelling the fragrance of the lotus buds of the Lord's feet? Through their ears, not through their nose. They're smelling through their ears, because that wind which is bringing that fragrance is the Vedas. So they're smelling the lotus feet, the fragrance of the lotus feet of the Lord through their ears. Who? The devotees whose hearts are also like lotuses. They take your lotus feet as the greatest treasure through Prema Bhakti. So you do not give up the lotus hearts of your devotees who are always engaged in hearing the glories of your lotus feet. Brahmaji is saying. Commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. The worshippers of the impersonal Brahman are described as Gyanis. Yes. Worshippers of the impersonal Brahman are described as Gyanis in the scripture. The worshippers of the personal form are described as devotees. Among the two types of people, the devotees are successful and dear to the Lord. This is explained in 2 verses. Okay. What is being explained? That those who worship the impersonal Brahman are Gyanis. Those who worship the personal form are bhaktas. Of these two types of sadhus, the bhaktas are dear to the Lord. They are successful and they are dear to the Lord. So this is explained in two verses. One verse which we read just now. Shruti refers to the Vedas or the process of hearing in bhakti. The devotees smell through the ears the fragrance of your lotus feet, brought by the wind of the Vedas or the hearing process, and accept your feet as the final goal of human endeavor. The devotees smell through the ears of the fragrance of your lotus feet, smell through the ears the fragrance of your lotus feet, brought by the wind of the Vedas or the hearing process, and accept your feet as the final goal of human endeavor with the highest devotion, prema bhakti, like bees eager for the fragrance of your lotus feet. Just as they do not give up their greed for your lotus feet, you also do not give them up, being greedy for their lotus hearts filled with sweet prema. They mutually bring each other under control. क्या लिखते हैं? The devotees cannot give up the fragrance of the lotus feet of the Lord, and the Lord cannot give up the fragrance of the prema in the hearts of the lotus, in the lotus hearts of the devotees. So in this way, both are controlling each other. The Lord is controlled by the devotees' love, the devotees controlled by the Lord's glorious lotus feet. Next verse. तावद्भयं द्रविणदेहसुहृन्निमित्तं शोकः स्पृहा परिभवो विपुलश्च लोभः तावन्ममेत्य सदवग्रह आर्तिमूलं यावन्न तेऽङ्घ्रिम् अभयं प्रवृणीत लोकः. As much as people do not completely accept your lotus feet, which give fearlessness, the extent to which people don't accept your lotus feet that give fearlessness, to that extent they suffer material existence caused by attachment to wealth, body, friends, lamentation, hankering, defeat, and overpowering greed. Or they have excessive attachment, which is the cause of prolonged material existence. So the point is, the extent to which people do not accept your lotus feet completely, to that, and why, which lotus feet? Your lotus feet that give fearlessness. So the extent to which they don't accept your lotus feet completely, to that extent they suffer material existence. To that extent they will suffer material existence. What is this material existence? It is caused by attachment to wealth, body, friends, lamentation, hankering, defeat, and overpowering greed. Or they have excessive attachment, which is the cause of prolonged material existence. Commentary by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Now, the Lord is saying, so the last thing that Brahmaji said was, so the context was that the devotees are successful and they are dear to the Lord. Compared to the Gyanis, the devotees are successful. So first we heard how the devotees are always hankering to hear about the glories of the Lord's lotus feet. So in response to that, the Lord is saying, but the devotees, if they have wives, children, and wealth, are they also materialists? It's a question. The Lord is asking Brahmaji, because previously he said that the devotees are constantly hearing or smelling the lotus feet of the Lord by hearing the Vedas. So, and the Lord is attached to the devotees. But what about those devotees who are married and who have family, wives and children? Because they may not be constantly hearing, they're also taking care of their family. So that means they're not devotees. Are they materialists? So then Brahmaji is saying, no, this is not true. They're not materialists. Why? Materialists suffer continued material existence in the form of fear caused by attachment to wealth, body, and friends. The devotees, even if they have families and children, they are not materialists. Because what is the definition of a materialist? A materialist is constantly suffering continued material existence in the form of fear caused by attachment to wealth, body, friends. This existence consists of lamentation, desire, defeat, and great greed as long as they do not accept your lotus feet as having power. So, materialists don't accept the lotus feet of the Lord. Devotees, even if they are married and if they have children or whatever, they are accepting the Lord's lotus feet as all in all. So even if the devotees they're doing some karma and they have some families, still they're not materialists. Because materialists means they suffer material existence because of not accepting the lotus feet of the Lord. So you cannot call devotees materialists, even if they have families. Okay? Or to speak in the opposite way, the same thing if you want to say in the opposite way, if they accept those lotus feet completely, then by attachment to you, they will give up attachment to wealth, etc. So this is talking about devotees. So devotees cannot be called materialists. Why? Because materialists are continuously suffering material existence. Material existence means attachment, fear, lamentation. And all this is happening due to not accepting the Lord's lotus feet completely. This is not the case with devotees. So therefore, you cannot call them materialists. Or if you want to say the same thing in the opposite way, because they have completely accepted your lotus feet, they will not have attachment. And even if they have some attachment to family, very soon they will give up that attachment because of attachment to you. And if one is a devotee and has attachment to wealth, etc., one should still not worry. What if being a devotee, he also has some attachment? Then still there's nothing to worry for the devotee. The bite of a snake whose two front teeth have been extracted does not cause suffering. Thus, just accepting your feet as worthy of service destroys the very cause of material existence. Later it will be explained. So, the most important thing is accepting the lotus feet of the Lord. So, if one accepts the lotus feet of the Lord, then even if he has some attachment to material things, very soon they will go away. That attachment is not going to harm him as long as he has accepted the lotus feet of the Lord completely. Then that attachment is like a snake whose poison has been extracted. Such a snake is harmless. Tavad ragadaya stena stavad kara griham griham tavan mohongri nigado Yavat Krishna Nate Janaha. My dear Lord Krishna, until people become your devotees, their material attachments and desires remain thieves, their homes remain prisons, and their affectionate feelings for their family members remain foot shackles. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:14-36. So as long as one don't accept, until people become your devotees, then all these things are causes of material bondage. The word tavat has been used in both verses, making the case strong. Thus, in this verse, three types of devotees have been described. Those who have great attachment to the Lord, the first one. Then those at the stage of anartha nivritti described in the first part of the present verse. Okay. And those who have not accomplished anartha nivritti described in the last part of the verse. Three devotees have been described. Three types of devotees have been described. Three types of devotees have been described. Who are the three types of devotees? One is in the last verse. Those who have great attachment to the Lord. What's the previous verse? Yes. They're always hearing through their ears, they're smelling the fragrance. They have great attachment. That means they're in the advanced stage of bhakti. Three types of devotees. First type is given in the previous verse. They have great attachment to the Lord. So they are beyond anartha nivritti, crossed anartha nivritti. They have asakti, like that, great attachment. Then in the beginning of this verse, they have family members, but they have no attachment. This is Anartha Nivritti stage. Because of their attachment to Krishna, or because of their uh, accepting Krishna's lotus feet, um, they don't have any attachment. That is second one, Anartha Nivritti, at the stage of Anartha Nivritti. And then the third one is those who have attachment to family, but because they have accepted Krishna's lotus feet, even if they have attachment, very soon that attachment is to go away, that is going to go away, and that attachment is not harmful to them, just like a serpent whose poisonous fangs have been extracted. So those who have not accomplished Anartha Nivritti, but still they are also pure devotees. They are described in the last part of the verse. All three are devotees. Text 7. दैवेन ते हतधियो भवतः प्रसङ्गात् सर्वाशुभोपशमनाद्विमुखेन्द्रियाये कुर्वन्ति कामसुखलेशलवाय दीना लोभाभिभूतमनसो कुशलानि शश्वत्. Those miserable persons who have lost their intelligence because of offense to you, those miserable persons who have lost their intelligence because of offense to you, whose senses are turned away from things associated with you, which cause destruction of all inauspiciousness, and whose minds are controlled by greed for a particle of sensual happiness, continually commit sinful activities. So, here is another type of person who lost his intelligence because of offense to you. So someone who has offended the Lord, right? Someone who has offended the Lord, whose senses are turned away from things associated with the Lord. That's another type of person, which cause destruction of all inauspiciousness. So those things which are associated with you, they remove all inauspiciousness. But this person is averse. He has turned away from anything which is associated with you. And his mind is controlled by greed for sense happiness, sensual happiness. His mind is controlled by greed for sensual happiness. Then what does such a person do? He continually commits sinful activities. So one who offends the Lord will commit sinful activities continuously. So now let's say the Lord is saying, well, if that is the case, then everyone would be intelligent and surrender to my feet. Who would be left in the material world? So here the Lord's challenge is, in the previous verse, three types of devotees were said. One person is who's always attached to hearing about, or to hearing or smelling the fragrance of the lotus feet of the Lord. Second one is who has accepted the Lord's lotus feet completely. Then naturally he won't have any attachment. In spite of being in family, he will not have any attachment. That is an Anartha Nivritti stage. And then the third one is a person who has attachments, but because he has accepted the Lord, those attachments are not going to harm him. They're not going to give him any material miseries, because he'll be free from material bondage because of accepting the Lord's lotus feet. So now the Lord is saying, if that is the case, that simply by accepting my lotus feet, by surrendering to my feet, one becomes free from all miseries, then the whole world should be doing that. Everyone wants to be free from suffering. So if they know that by surrendering to my lotus feet, they will become free from all miseries, then the whole world would become intelligent and everyone would surrender to me. Who will be left in this world who has not surrendered to me? So in answer to that, Brahmaji is saying, Daivena means by evil effects arising from offenses to you. Yes. By committing offenses to you, one does not get the intelligence to surrender to you. And he will be interested in activities for enjoyment as well as forbidden activities. So the cause for committing sinful activities and the cause for taking interest in sensual enjoyment is offenses to you. When someone commits offenses to you, then the evil effects will arise. What are those evil effects? He will be interested in sense enjoyment and in performing forbidden activities or sinful activities. Although simply surrendering to the Lord, one becomes free from all miseries. It's a known fact. But in spite of knowing that, he will not be able to surrender to you because of committing offenses to you. Text 8. क्षुत्रित्रिधातुभिरिमः मुहुरर्द्यमानाः शीतोष्णवातवरसैरितरेतराच्च कामाग्निनाच्युतरुषा च सुदुर्भरेण सम्पश्यतो मम मन उरुक्रमसीदते मे. My mind becomes disheartened on seeing these living entities constantly suffering from hunger, thirst, vata, pitta, sleshma, from heat, cold, wind, and rain, from each other, and from the unendurable fire of lust and continuous anger. So Brahmaji is feeling compassion. How all these conditioned souls, by not surrendering to the Lord, are suffering heat, cold, wind, rain, and sufferings from each other, and also from the unendurable fire of lust and anger. So Brahmaji is saying, I lament for others also who are like animals. That means the previous verse he said that one who commits offense to the Lord, he's committing sinful activities, and also he's engaging in sense gratification. Now Brahmaji is saying not only those who are committing offenses, but I'm also feeling sorry for people who are ignorant. Out of ignorance, they are living like animals, devoid of understanding their own benefit. Not that they have committed offenses, they just don't have this knowledge. They're, because of ignorance, not understanding, they're living just like animals, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Living entities suffer because of hunger, thirst, from vata, pitta, and sleshma. Tridhatubhi. From heat, cold, wind, and rain. From each other, itare tarat, such as their sons and wives. From the fire of lust and continual anger, which are difficult to bear. Sudurbharena. Seeing those suffering entities, I suffer in my mind. I become depressed. How can these living entities be delivered? Sadhu, paradukha dukhi. So Brahmaji is lamenting for people, not only those who have committed offenses, but also those who are ignorant and who are living like animals. So he's saying to the Lord, seeing those suffering entities, I suffer in my mind. I become depressed, thinking, how can these living beings be delivered? Text 9. Yavat prithakvam idam atmana indriyartha maya balam bhagavato jana isha pashyet tavanna samsritirasau pratisankrameta vyarthapi dukkha nivaham vahati kriyartha. As long as people see the only condition of the jiva's body, as long as people see that see only the condition of the jiva's body, okay, as long as people see only the condition of the jiva's body, what is that? Possessing the strength of the Lord's maya in the form of the sense objects, the jiva's material existence, though insubstantial, will not be destroyed. Acha. It produces great suffering and giving results for all actions. What is Brahmaji saying? As long as people see only the condition of the jiva's body, that means they're only seeing the external vision. They're seeing from the perspective of the body. As long as people see only the condition of the jiva's body, that means he's possessing possessing the strength of the Lord's Maya in the form of sense objects. As long as he's only seeing from bodily perspective. Now I have so much wealth, I have so much beauty, so much education, and I have so many followers, like that. I'm so intelligent, I'm so beautiful, I'm so famous. That means possessing the Lord's Maya in the form of sense objects. So that is only his vision, his goal, his achievements. He's only seeing from the material perspective. As long as his vision is limited to this, to his body, then the jiva's material existence will not be destroyed. He will have to keep taking birth again and again and again. He is not able to see beyond this body. Someone who is not able to see beyond this body, his vision is limited to this body. Such a person's material existence, though insubstantial, will not be destroyed, because this material existence is not eternal. But it will never be destroyed for that person who will not, in other words, turn to spiritual life. It produces great suffering, giving results for all actions. Okay. So what did Brahmaji say in the previous verse? He said that seeing the sufferings of the living entities, I'm becoming depressed. How can these living beings be delivered? So in reply to that, the Lord is saying, why do you lament for material existence, since it is worthless? What is this material existence? Material existence is just temporary. So why you are lamenting? These people are suffering, but this suffering is just temporary, isn't it? Actually, they are not the body. The body is the spirit soul. What is the value of this material existence? It's just temporary, like a dream. Why do you have to lament for material existence? Like this, the Lord is saying. Then Brahmaji is saying, as long as the jiva experiences life in terms of his body, prithakvam, prithak means separate. That means he's seeing himself not in relation to the Supreme Lord. So as long as the jiva experiences life in terms of his body, the body which possesses the strength of the Lord's Maya as sense objects. Material existence, though useless and insubstantial, will not be destroyed. Material existence gives a multitude of grief and gives results for all actions. So this verse is said in answer to the Lord's question. The Lord is saying, why are you lamenting for material existence? Material existence is worthless. So Brahmaji is saying, yes, the material existence is worthless. But as long as the living entity is seeing or experiencing life in terms of the body, although this material life is worthless, it is insubstantial, it is temporary, it will never end. It will keep going on and on and on. It will never be destroyed. Okay. And what does material, and okay, you may say, okay, no problem. If it doesn't get destroyed, let it go on. No, but material existence gives you multitude of grief. It gives results for all actions. So you have to suffer. Text 10. ahnya karana nishi nishayana nana manoratha dhiyakshana bhagna nidraha daiva hatartha rachana rishayopi deva yushmat prasanga vimukha iha samsaranti. O Lord, the Jnani is having disturbed senses. Jnanis having disturbed senses, engage them during the day and sleeping at night, have their sleep broken by various desires represented in dreams. They thus obtain objects of enjoyment by karma. They continue to be reborn in this material world since they are averse to your association. Why are we talking about the Jnanis here? Acha, because we said there is, in the scriptures, there are two types of people. Those who worship impersonal Brahman are called Jnanis, and those who are worshipping the personal form of the Lord are called Bhaktas. Of the two, the Bhaktas are successful and they are dear to the Lord. So we've been talking about Bhaktas. And then we also talked about Those who are averse to the Lord, they are suffering, they are committing sinful activities. Not only those who are offenders of the Lord, but even those who are ignorant, who are living like animals, they are also suffering. And Brahmaji is feeling sorry for their suffering. Then the Lord said, why you're feeling sorry for their material existence? Material existence is just worthless. And Brahmaji said, of course it is worthless, but still, anyone who's experiencing life from the perspective of the body, his material existence will never be destroyed. And as long as he has material existence, he will be suffering myriad miseries. That's material existence. So then, what is the Lord saying? Further, Brahmaji is saying, one should not say that material existence caused by ignorance will be destroyed by jnana. So this is the connection. Brahmaji is saying that this material existence, it won't end until and unless one, uh, as long as one is seeing this material, this experiencing this life through, um, as long as one is experiencing this life from the perspective of the body, from bodily perspective, his material existence will not end. That means his material miseries won't end. He will be suffering material miseries. So should we think that, oh, if we take to jnana by knowledge, then his material existence will be destroyed? Because what is the cause of material existence? Avidya. Avidya means ignorance. So when you get vidya, when you get knowledge, then this material existence will be destroyed. He'll get liberation. So Brahmaji is saying, no, one should not say that material existence caused by ignorance will be destroyed by jnana, because even jnanis devoid of bhakti continue in the material world. That's the thing. Simply by jnana you cannot get liberation. Any sadhana needs bhakti. So simply by knowledge you cannot get liberation. So will the material miseries end if one, uh, you know, if one becomes a jnani? Simply jnani without devoid of bhakti? No. His material existence will continue. The sages described in this verse, averse to your association, continue in this world. Sometimes Munayaha is seen instead of Rishayaha. What types of sages are these? They have disturbed senses. Artha Karanaha. Karana means senses. Artha Karana means disturbed senses. Engaged during the day. So during the day, the senses are disturbed. And at night, they have enjoyable objects, Artha Rachana, bestowed to them by karma. So Artha Karanaha, that means disturbed senses engaged during the day. They have enjoyable objects in front of the senses, enjoyable objects. Artha Rachana, bestowed to them by karma. Because of their karma, they also receive enjoyable objects in front of their senses. Three types of persons trapped in the material world are described. Who are the three types of people? The karmi, addicted to sin, described in verse 7. Karmi, addicted to sin, yes, like animals they are living. The fool, bewildered by hunger and thirst, described in verse 8. Acha, so that must be the... So first one, karmi, addicted to sin. That means because of committing offenses. Then the fool, bewildered by hunger and thirst, he's a foolish person. And the jnani, described in this verse. All three are suffering in material existence. Okay? Three types of persons are described. Trapped in the material world are described. Three types of people trapped in the material world are described. Karmi in verse 7, the fool bewildered by hunger and thirst in text 8, and the jnani described in this verse. Okay. Text 11. Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita hrit saroja आस्ये श्रुतेक्षितपथो ननुनाथ पुंसाम् यद्यद्धियात उरुगाय विभावयन्ति तत्तद् वपुः प्रणयसे सदनुग्रहाय. O Lord, You who are approached by being heard about. Acha, how does one approach the Lord? By hearing about him. Seen and directly served by seeing him, taking darshan of him, by serving him. Enter and remain in the lotus of your devotee's heart infused with bhakti yoga. So anyone who approaches the Lord by hearing about him, by seeing him, or by engaging in devotional service, the Lord enters into that devotee's heart, infused with bhakti yoga. Much praised Lord, by your mercy, you bestow to them spiritual bodies appropriate to the mode they cultivate during sadhana. So you bestow them spiritual bodies appropriate to the mood they cultivate during sadhana. Okay, nice. O Lord, you who are approached by being heard about, seen and directly served, enter and remain in the lotus of your devotees' hearts, infused with bhakti yoga. Infused with bhakti yoga. Okay. So, what happened in the previous verse? Brahmaji said that Gyanis are also disturbed. Gyanis are also not free from material existence. Then, so we saw karmis, we saw foolish people, we saw Gyanis. Nobody is free from material existence. Bhakti, even without jnana. So, jnana without bhakti cannot deliver you from material existence. What about bhakti without jnana? That is being said in this verse. Bhakti, even without jnana, delivers one from material existence. This is the point. Jnana cannot deliver you without bhakti. But bhakti can deliver you without the help of jnana. But more than that, by bhakti, the Lord becomes dependent on the devotee. Look at that. Not only is the devotee coming out of material existence, but when you when you do bhakti, the Lord becomes dependent on you. Bhavita means infused with. Amarakosha says bhavita means infused in all three genders. Bhavita. Bhavita means infused with. Infused with what? Infused with bhakti. Infused with bhakti. So, Bhavita means infused in all three genders. You sit on the lotus in the devotees' hearts, infused completely with bhakti yoga. Or the phrase can mean in the devotees' hearts manifested by bhakti yoga. Bhavita is the past participle form. Bhakti yoga is the cause of the Lord's manifesting himself. You enter the hearts of the devotees and remain there. Say, you do not leave. Yes. You enter the devotees' hearts and you remain there, you don't leave. This is confirmed in verse 5 that the Lord enters and he does not leave. Napaisinath hridayamburuhat swapumsam. You do not give up the lotus of the devotee's heart. Yes. And there it is said, you do not give up the lotus of the devotee's heart. So you enter that devotee's heart whose heart is infused with bhakti, and after entering, you don't give up that place. Your path is first being heard about from the mouth of Guru, then seen, and then directly served. By this path, you are brought to the devotees' lotus hearts. The implication is that the devotees know this path of sadhana bhakti very well. The devotees know the path of sadhana bhakti very well. The consequent implication is that the person who desires to attain the Lord should understand this path. Even without hearing, the devotees meditate on your various forms using their minds. Even without hearing, the devotees meditate on your various forms using their minds. You reveal those forms to the devotee. This is the meaning according to Sridhar Swami. Or your devotees doing sadhana concentrate on their spiritual form according to their mood of love using their minds, and you have them attain their spiritual abodes. You become dependent on your devotee. Very nice. So the point is, the Lord enters the heart of a devotee, the heart which is infused with bhakti. And not only that, you also give them a spiritual body according to their mood of love. Mm, yes. You have them attain their spiritual bodies. You become dependent on your devotee. Brahmaji saying. Next. नाति प्रसीदति तथोपचि तोपचारैर् आराधितः सुरगणैर्हृदि बद्धकामैः यत्सर्वभूतदयया सदलभ्ययैको नानाजनेष्ववहितः सुहृदन्तरात्मा. You, the friend of the devotees and neutral soul within all beings, are not as pleased by being worshipped with many items by the devatas, whose hearts are filled with material desires, as you, alert to various people, are pleased with devotees because they show mercy to all living beings. But this mercy is not attainable by the non-devotees. Okay? So the Lord is the friend of the devotees, and He is the neutral soul within all beings. See how the Lord's dealings are different with different types of people. For the devotees, He's a friend. And for all living beings in general, he's neutral as Paramatma. And you are not as pleased by the worship of the demigods, whose hearts are filled with material desires, as you are pleased with devotees. And why are you pleased with devotees? Because they show mercy to all beings. They show mercy to all beings. So the Lord's dealings are different with different people. For the devotees, He's a friend, He's neutral to all living beings. And His reciprocation to the demigods is not the same as His reciprocation to the devotees, whose hearts, who show mercy to all living beings. But this mercy is not attainable by the non-devotees. And the devotees are showing mercy to everyone, but the non-devotees don't get this mercy. Okay, so Brahmaji is saying, you stay in the hearts of the pure. So previously it was said that the Lord enters the hearts that are infused with bhakti. So Brahmaji is saying, you stay in the hearts of the pure devotees, but not in the hearts of devotees still having material desires. You stay in the hearts of those devotees whose hearts are infused with bhakti yoga. But those devotees, they're your devotees, but still their hearts have material desires. You don't enter into those hearts. You don't stay in those hearts. Bhavan means you, is understood as the subject of na ati prasidati. You are not so pleased with worship of the devatas. You are not so worshipped with the worship of devatas who have material desires. Why? You are not pleased because they have selfishness. They do not show mercy to all living beings. The Lord is not pleased with the worship of the demigods so much because they don't show mercy to all living beings. But you are spontaneously very pleased with the pure devotees because they think of others and are naturally full of mercy for all beings. You are spontaneously very pleased with the devotees because they're always merciful, naturally full of mercy for all beings. Yat means yatha. As much as you are pleased with the devotee because he shows mercy to all beings, but this mercy is not attainable in the materialists. You are not pleased with the devatas. So as much as you are pleased with the devotees, you are not pleased the same way with the devatas. And why you are pleased with devotees? Because they show mercy to all beings. But this mercy that the devotees are showing to all beings, it is not available to the materialists. You alone are attentive to various people. This means that they become liberated by attaining bhakti by the mercy of the devotees. Bottom line. They become liberated by attaining bhakti by the mercy of devotees. You are their benefactor. If that is so, then why do I not deliver them by mercy myself? So now the Lord is saying, Okay, if you are saying, Brahma, that I alone am attentive to various people, all people can become liberated by attaining bhakti, and that bhakti is coming by the mercy of my devotees. Okay, my devotees are giving mercy. Because of that mercy, people are getting bhakti, and by bhakti, they are becoming liberated. Then why I am not giving that mercy myself? Why do I give it through my devotees? The Lord is asking. You are the soul within your devotee, Brahmaji is saying. That means if you are not there, so when the devotee is giving mercy, it is understood through the devotee's mercy, your mercy is coming. You are the soul within your devotee. You place in those devotees your Kripa Shakti for delivering the world. You place in those devotees your Kripa Shakti for delivering the world, to give them fame, whereas you remain neutral as Paramatma in all beings. Because you are Bhakta Vatsala. You are so affectionate to the devotees, you want to give all credit to your devotees. Therefore, you give them that mercy, Kripa Shakti, which they can distribute to the whole world. And by distributing that Kripa Shakti, they become so famous. And you want to give that fame to your devotees. But for yourself, you remain like neutral Paramatma. You don't directly give mercy. By using two words, Suhrid and Antaratma. Two words, Suhrid and Antaratma. The faults of hatred and partiality in the Lord are defeated. Because if the Lord had directly given mercy, then what is the problem? If the Lord had directly given mercy, then everyone should have been a devotee in the world, but we don't see everyone a devotee. He will give to everyone. If he's not partial, if he is giving, because his quality is he's impartial, he will give to everyone. Everyone will be a devotee. But we see everyone is not a devotee. That means he's giving his mercy only to some people. Then the fault of partiality will come in the Lord. And also hating some people for which he's not giving his mercy, and being partial to some people to whom he's giving mercy. This fault will be there in the Lord. If we say that the Lord directly gives mercy, therefore the Lord does not give mercy directly. He is neutral to everyone. By using the two words Suhrit and Antaratma, the faults of hatred and partiality in the Lord are defeated, and great affection for the devotees is indicated. One should not say that everyone will become liberated when the devotee shows mercy to all beings. The devotees showing mercy to all living beings means that they show mercy to a great extent, since it is shown that the mercy of the devotees does not spread everywhere completely. Yes. The mercy of the devotee does not spread everywhere completely. The usage is like this. All the men are holding up umbrellas. This means all the men are holding up umbrellas. That means that many men are holding up umbrellas, though a few among them may not. Or the effect of giving mercy to all beings does not result in liberation for all. Even though seeds are sown, everything, they do not grow in salty. Even though the seeds are sown everywhere, they do not grow in salty earth. One does not see positive results in the mercy that Narada and others gave to persons such as Daksha. Okay. Okay. The devotees show mercy to all living beings means that they show mercy to a great extent, since it is shown that the mercy of the devotees does not spread everywhere completely. The usage is like saying all. So the point is the devotees are not uniformly giving mercy to everyone. That's the thing. Madhyama Bhakta, he's free, independent. Parama Swatantra Bhagavad Bhakta Tat Sangha. Parama Swatantra Bhagavad Bhakta Sangha Tat Kripa Jata Mangalo Dayan. That means Parama Swatantra Bhagavad Bhakta. He is completely independent to whom he wants to give mercy. It's not essential that he has to give mercy to everyone equally. He will give where he wants to give, and there is no fault if he gives to one person and doesn't give to another person. That is why he said Parama Swatantra is supremely independent, is not controlled by anyone. So there is no fault. So it's not that everyone, you shouldn't say that everyone will become liberated. When the devotee is showing mercy to all beings, means all are becoming devotees. No, he's not showing to all. He will show to whomever he wants to show. That's there. They show mercy to a great extent. So this is explained everywhere means you shouldn't take literally everywhere. Just like when you say make a general statement, there go the men holding umbrellas. That means it doesn't mean that every single man is holding umbrella, but majority of the people are holding umbrellas. There may be some people who are not holding. But still the statement says that there go the men holding umbrellas. Similarly, when you say that uh, by their mercy, devotee shows mercy to all beings, you should understand he shows mercy to many people, but still there will be people who didn't receive his mercy, to whom he doesn't show his mercy. That's one thing. Or you can also say that even if he gives his mercy to everyone, not everyone is able to take that mercy. The effect of giving mercy to all beings does not result in liberation for all, even though seeds are sown everywhere that do not grow in salty earth. One does not see positive results in the mercy that Narada and others gave to persons such as Daksha. Yes. What happened with Daksha? Daksha's children, Haryashvas, Savalashvas, they were they were turned into devotees by Narad Muni's preaching. And Daksha became angry and he cursed Narad Muni. So that was Narad Muni's mercy on the sons of Daksha. But we don't see positive effect of Narad Muni's mercy on Daksha. He's only cursing. So that means anyone who receives the mercy of the devotee should be liberated, should become a devotee. Then why Daksha didn't become a devotee immediately, you may ask. Because this example is given that even though the seeds are sown everywhere, they don't grow everywhere. So the reason is when they have a lot of anarthas, then, and if the pure devotee doesn't, he decides how much mercy he wants to give. So then if he has too many anarthas, then it will not have the same effect as on another person. Other reasons are there. Text 13. Pumsa mato vividha karma birad advaradyair दानेन चोग्र तपसा परिचर्यया च आराधनं भगवतस्तव सत्क्रियार्थो धर्मोर्पितः कर्हिचित् म्रियते न यत्र. When men worship you, the Lord, by secular actions, by Vedic rites, by charity, severe austerity, and by service, they obtain the best results of action, because such acts offered to you never perish. So what is this verse saying? That you're performing all types of activities, charity, like different types of karma, and you offer the results to the Lord. So when you offer the results of your karma to the Lord, then by offering whatever you get, such results don't perish. So in the previous verse, Brahmaji said that you stay in the hearts of pure devotees, but not in the hearts of devotees who still have material desires. You are not pleased with the worship of devatas because their hearts are filled with material desires, but you are pleased with devotees who show mercy to all beings. And then we studied mercy to all beings doesn't mean that everyone is becoming a devotee. Because the Lord had asked, what if I don't, why don't I give the mercy directly? Because if the Lord gave mercy directly, then the fault of partiality would come in him. That's why he gives mercy through his devotee. And by the mercy of the devotee, one gets bhakti. And even after receiving mercy, sometimes a person may not get bhakti like Daksha. So now, since those without material desires are the best in bhakti, What was the verse previously? That the Lord is not as pleased with the worship of the devatas as he is with the worship of the pure devotees who show mercy to all living beings. He is not so pleased with those who have material desires in their hearts. So here Brahmaji is saying, since those without material desires are the best in bhakti, bhakti in the form of secular and Vedic actions offered to the Lord with a predominance of attachment to pure bhakti bring about absence of material desires. What is being said here? Bhakti with no material desires is the best. So bhakti in the form of secular and Vedic actions offered to the Lord. So that means doing karma and offering to the Lord, that type of bhakti, with the predominance of attachment to pure bhakti, bring about absence of material desires. So how to overcome these material desires? Because of material desires, you do karma, but by offering that karma to the Lord, you can overcome material desires. Worship through various ordinary actions, through Vedic rites, which are offered to you, are successful. This is taught by the Lord with Yad Karoshi Yadashnasi Yadjuhosi in Bhagavad Gita 9:27. When bhakti is most prominent, karma misha bhakti, all ordinary and Vedic acts are offered. When bhakti is a secondary element, the Vedic acts are offered, but not the ordinary acts. Okay. So in Pradhanibhuta Bhakti, all ordinary as well as Vedic acts, Laukika and Vaidika karma can be offered. But when it is Gunibhuta Bhakti, when Bhakti is a secondary element, you cannot offer Laukika karma. You can only offer Vedic karma. In pure Bhakti, Kevala Bhakti, only ordinary acts such as hearing and chanting are offered. This is the difference caused by the motive in offering. So when you're doing in Kevala Bhakti, Vaidika karma is not needed, only ordinary activity. So actually here what they're offering is Swarupa Siddha Bhakti in Kevala Bhakti, but ordinary acts such as hearing and chanting are offered. This is the difference caused by the motive in offering. Worship of the Lord brings about the best acts because dharma offered to you is never destroyed but transforms into worship. Okay? Dharma offered to you is never destroyed but transformed into worship. This means that dharma, whose main object is fulfillment of material desire, is destroyed. Okay. So when you do dharma and offer to the Lord, the material desires become destroyed. That's the point. Shashvat Swarupa Mahasaiva Nipita Bheda Mohaya Bodha Dishanaya Namah Parasmai Vishvodbhava Stitilayeshu Nimitta Leela Rasayate Nama Idam Chakrameshwaraya. I offer respects to the Supreme Brahman, which destroys ignorance by its eternal effulgence of consciousness and gives intelligence by its realization. I offer respects to the Supreme Lord, who enjoys with Maya by his glance for creating, maintaining, and destroying the universe. I offer respects to the Supreme Brahman, which destroys ignorance by its eternal effulgence of consciousness and gives intelligence by its realization. I offer respects to the Supreme Lord, who enjoys with Maya by his glance for creating. He enjoys with Maya for creating, maintaining, and destroying the universe. And I offer respects to the Supreme Brahman, which destroys ignorance by its eternal effulgence of consciousness, gives intelligence by its realization. Okay. अभी क्या कर रहे हैं ब्रह्मा जी? Having delineated two types of worship for the devotees. What are the two types of worship? Two types of worship we've seen in the previous verse. That you can be offering Vedic karma to the Lord, bhakti in the form of Vedic actions offered to the Lord with the predominance of attachment to pure bhakti. Offering Vedic karma with the predominance of attachment to pure bhakti. Then, second is worship of various ordinary, worshipping through various ordinary actions. through Vedic rites which are offered to you are successful. That's the second one. Worship through ordinary activities, through Vedic rites. This is taught by the Lord with Yat Karoshi. And when bhakti is most prominent, this is Pradhanibhuta Bhakti, all ordinary and Vedic rites together they are offered. When bhakti is prominent, then both Vaidika and Laukika karma is offered. When bhakti is secondary in Gunibhuta Bhakti, Vedika acts are offered but not ordinary acts. So how many types of worship are given here? Pradhanibhuta Bhakti and Gunibhuta Bhakti. Okay, we can say these two. Okay. Pradhanibhuta Bhakti, in Pradhanibhuta Bhakti, Vaidika Laukika can be offered, whereas in Gunibhuta Bhakti, only Vaidika can be offered. But in Kevala Bhakti, only Laukika is offered. This is the difference caused by the motive in offering. So Pradhanibhuta and Kevala Bhakti you can say. So having delineated two types of worship for the devotees. So there are two types of devotees. Gunibhuta, you cannot call them devotees. So Pradhanibhuta and Shuddha Bhaktas, two types of devotees. Pradhanibhuta Bhaktas offer Vaidika and Laukika, whereas Kevala Bhaktas offer only Laukika. Having delineated two types of worship for the devotees, Brahma offers respect to the forms of the Lord. So now what is he doing? Brahmaji is offering respect to the forms of the Lord, worshipped by the Jnani and the devotee. That's what he's doing in this verse. Brahmaji is offering worship to the forms, offering respect to the forms that are worshipped by Jnanis and Bhaktas. I offer respects to that form which destroys the illusion of difference by eternal consciousness. So, first, that is Brahma. Just as the ocean was swallowed by Agastya, I offer respects to that form from which arises intelligence caused by realization of that form. I offer my respects to that impersonal form. I offer my respects to the personal form. So, that was the impersonal form. To that impersonal form. Okay. Then I offer my respects to the personal form of the Lord who enjoys rasa by the pastime of glancing at Maya, the cause of the creation, maintenance, and destruction. So two types. He's saying, I offer my respects to the impersonal form and also to the personal form. Impersonal form, how? Brahman who destroys illusion. Impersonal form means the form which destroys illusion by eternal consciousness. By eternal consciousness, just as the ocean was swallowed by Agastya. Form from which arises intelligence caused by realization. Okay. Now, or the meaning can be, O cause of creation, maintenance, and destruction, I offer respects to the Lord who playfully danced with the gopis with pastimes. That can also be the meaning. Who playfully danced with the gopis with pastimes. So it can be the Lord who is the cause of creation, or it can be the Lord who playfully, Leela, danced with the gopis, rasa, with pastimes. Okay. Shruti says, Parardhante so buddhyata gopayesho me purastada virya bhuva. At the end of half my life, the Lord appealed before me in the dress of a cowherd boy. This is in Gopal Tapani Upanishad. At the end of half my life, the Lord appeared before me in the dress of a cowherd boy. Previously, it was said, Kama Dugajgri Padmam Pradarshayantam. I saw the Lord who showed his lotus foot, which fulfills all desire. Yes. In the third chapter, it was said, that previously it was said that I saw the Lord who showed his lotus foot which fulfills all desires. These quotations show that among all the forms of the Lord, Krishna is the supreme shelter since this form is most complete. Yes. So Brahmaji got darshan of Krishna. यस्यावतार गुणकर्म विडम्बनानि नामानि येषु विगमे विवशा गृह्णन्ति तेनैकजन्म शमलं सहसैव हित्वा संयान्त्यपावृतामृतं तम् अजं प्रपद्ये. I surrender to the lotus, to the Lord without birth, whose names, invested with the powers of the Lord's qualities and activities, chanted at the point of death, even without attention, immediately destroy lifetimes of sins and allow men to achieve the uncovered true form of the Lord. So Brahmaji is saying, I surrender to the Lord without birth, whose names invested with the powers of the Lord's qualities and activities, chanted at the point of death, even without attention, immediately destroy lifetimes of sins and allow men to achieve the uncovered true form of the Lord. So, what happened in the previous verse? Brahmaji is offering respects to the impersonal form and the personal form. And in the personal form, he's actually saying either Garbhodakshaya Vishnu or Krishna. Both are possible. So then, announcing the greatness of the Lord's highest mercy by giving his abode to those people who are like animals by only Nama Bhasa and without a trace of knowledge of worship and the object of worship just mentioned, Brahma reveals his own surrender, announcing the greatness of the Lord's highest mercy by giving his abode to those people who are like animals. Those people who are like animals, Brahma reveals his own surrender to the personal form of the Lord. He reveals his own personal surrender to the Lord. According to the Sandarbha, Vidambanani Namani means names having similar powers to the qualities and activities of the Lord's avatars. Vidambanani Namani, the names that have the same powers as the qualities. Or it can mean names which are representing the Lord's qualities and actions as enacted by actors. And that's another meaning. Or it can mean names not suitable to represent the qualities and activities of the Lord, since they are also used for one's own sons and brothers. Acha, okay. When used for one's sons, names become degraded by saying this is Krishna, this is Rama, this is Narayan. Okay. Qualities become degraded by describing those qualities in common people. This Damodar is merciful, friend of the fallen, Dina Bandhu. Actions of the Lord become degraded by addressing ordinary people as Govinda, Giridhar, Madhusudan. Actions of the Lord become degraded by addressing ordinary people. People like Ajamil, who utter these names at the point of death without reference to the true meaning, Vivashaha, without reference to, immediately gave up heaps of sins and attained the Lord's form of eternity, knowledge, and bliss without coverings. The usage Ritam means true form is found in the following verse. Okay. The usage Ritam to mean true form is found in the following verse. Atma-tattva vishuddhyartham yad aha bhagavanritam brahmane darshayan rupam ayyalika vratadritaha. Worship by sincere devotion, revealing his true spiritual form. The Lord spoke to Brahma the four essential verses of Bhagavatam in order to give knowledge about himself. Worshipped by sincere devotion, revealing his true spiritual form. Worship by sincere devotion, revealing his true spiritual form. The Lord spoke to Brahma the 4 essential verses in order to give knowledge about himself. ये क्यों बता रहे हैं यहाँ पे? Worship by sincere devotion. What is the context? Ritam, true form. Achha, the Lord revealed his form. यो वा अहं च गिरिशश्च विभुः स्वयं च स्थित्युद्भव प्रलय हेतव आत्ममूलम् भित्त्वा त्रिपाद ववृध एक उरुप्ररोहस् तस्मै नमो भगवते भुवनद्रुमाय. I offer my respects to the Supreme Lord, the tree of the worlds, who is Brahma. He is the tree of the worlds, who is Brahma, the cause of creation, Shiva, the cause of destruction, and independent Vishnu, the cause of maintenance, and who, though one, after dividing a pradhana, increases into 3 branches, Gunavataras, and then into extended branches, Prajapatis and Manus. Okay, Brahma offers respects, indicating that not only he, but all the elements starting from Mahat Tattva should surrender to the Lord, since they all arise from him. That's the point. That one Lord, Ekaha, increases by having 3 large branches, Tripath. He increases by having 3 large branches, Tripath, consisting of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and having extended branches consisting of Prajapatis such as Marichi and Manus. So the 3 main branches are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and extended branches are Prajapatis. What has he done to increase in this way? Dividing the cause of all bodies, Pradhana, into the 3 gunas, the Lord has become Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Their functions are described not in exact sequence. Vishnu is distinguished by the word Swayam to show that he is not related to the gunas in the same way as Brahma and Shiva. Vishnu is distinguished by the word Swayam to show that he is not related to the gunas in the same way as Brahma and Shiva. He is completely separate by his very nature, or the meaning can be he who is Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, who is the cause of himself, dividing up by means of his Shaktis, first becomes the 3 worlds, Tripath. 3 worlds is called Tripath. And then 14 worlds, Uruprarohaha. I offer my respects to the form of the worlds, the universal form, who is like a tree. Text 17. Loko vikarma niratah kushale pramattaha karmanyayam twadudite bhavadarchane sve yastavadasya balavani jivitasham sadyaschinatyanimishaya namostu tasmai. People engaged in material work do not heed the auspicious actions of your worship. People engaged in material work do not heed the auspicious actions of your worship. They don't worship you. Those who are engaged, people engaged in material work, they don't worship you. Yes, do not heed the actions of your worship, found in Pancharatra scriptures made by you and authorized by you as the correct form of worship. I offer my respects to the Lord, who as powerful time quickly destroys the aspiration to live for these non-devotees. In the form of as powerful time. Yes. Having spoken of the Lord as the universal form, Brahma now offers respect to the Lord in the form of time. Yes. Having spoken of the Lord as universal form, now Brahma offers respect to the Lord as in the form of time, which controls the universe. Yes. Men are inattentive to auspicious action, worship of you, but some people say that the Lord is worshipped by karma and jnana, since it is said, Swakarmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. Worshipping the Lord by karmas, a man achieves success. Bhagavad Gita 18:46. Jnanino jnana yagyena yajanti jnana vigraham. The jnanis worship you by the sacrifice of knowledge. In answer to this, Bhishma says, this worship is declared as your real worship. ये वै भगवता प्रोक्ता उपाया ह्यात्मलब्धये अंजः पुंसाम् अविदुषं विद्धि भगवा भागवतान् हितान्. Even ignorant living entities, can very easily come to know the Supreme Lord if they adopt those means prescribed by the Supreme Lord. The process recommended by the Lord is to be known as Bhagavat Dharma. Yes. So somebody does karma, somebody does jnana, but Mahajan, the authority of bhakti, Bhishmadev says, even ignorant living entities can very easily come to know the Supreme Lord if they adopt those means prescribed by the Supreme Lord. The process recommended by the Lord is to be known as Bhagavad Dharma. Moksha Dharma says, Pancharatrasya Kritsnasya Vakta tu Bhagavan Swayam. The speaker of Pancharatra is the Lord himself. Moksha Dharma is saying. The speaker of Pancharatra is Bhagavan himself. This is indicated by Sway. Sway means made by yourself. Time affects those other than the devotees. Time quickly kills the aspirations for life of non-devotees. What to speak of their desires for enjoyment. 18. Yasmad bibhemyahamapi viparardadishnyam adhyasitah sakalaloka namaskritam yat tepe tapo bahusavo varurutsamanas tasmai namo bhagavate dhimakhaya tubhyam. I used to fear time even though I am situated on Brahmaloka, which is offered respects by all planets, and desiring to bring time under control, I perform many sacrifices. I perform many sacrifices, desiring to bring time under control. Now, in pure bhakti, I offer my respects to the Supreme Lord, controller of all sacrifices. Yes. But previously, I used to fear time. This verse describes the limits of the strength of time. I, Brahma, though situated on Brahmaloka, lasting for my 100 years, Dviparardha Dhishnyam, have fear of time, and to control time, I performed austerities equivalent to many sacrifices. In spite of that, I feared still, right? I performed sacrifices equivalent to many sacrifices. In spite of that, I feared time. Still, I feared time. What was your contemplation in performing these sacrifices to control time? The Lord is asking Brahmani. So when you're performing these sacrifices, what was your contemplation to control time? I was thinking that I could bring time under control by sacrifice to you, who are the controller of all sacrifices. But I am controlled by time, and even now I fear time. Without pure bhakti, time cannot be conquered. This is what I have understood today. Without bhakti, time cannot be conquered. This is what I have understood. Therefore, I should perform only pure bhakti. Thus, I offer my respects to the Lord of sacrifices, the Supreme Lord, with pure bhakti. 19. Tiryan manushya vibudhadishu जीवयोनिष्वात्मेच्छयात्म कृतसेतु परिप्सयाय रेमे निरस्त विषयोप्यवरुद्ध देहस् तस्मै नमो भगवते पुरुषोत्तमाय. I offer my respects to the Supreme Lord, who is superior to the Purushavataras, who with no desire for material enjoyment appears in this world in the forms of animals, men and devatas with a pure spiritual body and enjoys the offerings of his devotees with a desire to fulfill his promise to respond to the devotees. I offer my respects to the Supreme Lord who is superior to the Purushavataras. To the Supreme Lord who is superior to the Purushavataras. Who with no desire for material enjoyment appears in this world in the forms of animals. Appears in this world in the form of animals, men and devatas with a pure spiritual body and enjoys the offerings of his devotees with a desire to fulfill his promise to respond to the devotees. Okay, commentary. Having offered respects to the Lord as the universal form and as the controller of time, Brahma now offers respects to the Lord as the highest object of worship with a form of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Okay, so he offered obeisances as the universal form, as time, and now as the highest object of worship. Appearing by his will in the forms of animals, men, and devatas with a desire to protect the principles he has established, the Lord enjoys even though he has no desire for material happiness since he is self-satisfied. The Lord enjoys even though he has no desire for material happiness because he is self-satisfied. The rule he establishes is Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Pahritam Ashnami Prayatadmana. I accept that which is offered with love from the genuine devotee, having pure body and mind, who gives just a leaf, flower, fruit, or water. To fulfill this promise, the Lord comes into the material world and enjoys the garlands, fragrances, flowers, and beds offered by his devotees. Naham Nahamatmanam Ashase Madbhaktai Sadhubhirvina Shriyam Chatyantikim Brahman Yesham Gatir Ahampara. O Brahmana, I am the sole shelter of my devotees. Without them, I do not desire to enjoy my own bliss and my six great qualities. I am the sole shelter of my devotees. Without them, I do not desire to enjoy my own bliss with my six great qualities. Thus, though he is self-satisfied, he is not really satisfied. Even though the items such as garlands are material, when they are utilized for the Lord, at that moment they become spiritual. This is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 25th verse, 25th chapter, 25th verse, 25, 26, 27, 28 verses. Avaruddha dehaha means uncovered body, a body of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. According to the grammarian Bhaguri, Avaruddha can stand for Ava and Aruddha, which means unrestricted. Atma Krita Setu Parishaya can also mean with complete desire, unrestricted, with complete desire in response to the devotee's desire to restrict himself to one form because he is controlled by the devotee's desire. He has a restricted body, avaruddha dehaha, because he is bound by Mother Yashoda with ropes and by other devotees by the taste of their affection. Purushottamaya means unto Krishna, who is superior to the Purushavataras. Unto Krishna, who is superior to the Purushavataras who create Mahatattva. He is superior because of his superior qualities. Yasmat, so Bhagavad Gita says, Yasmat ksharamati toham aksharaadapi chottamaha atosmi loke vedecha pratitaha purushottamaha. Because I am superior to the jivas, to the Brahman, and to the Purusha known as Paramatma, and even to other forms of Bhagavan, I am celebrated in the Vedas and Smritis as the Supreme Person. Superior to the jivas, to Brahman and Paramatma, and also to other forms of Bhagavan, I am celebrated as the Supreme Person. 20. यो विद्ययानुपहतो यो वि यो विद्ययानुपहतोऽपि दशार्धवृत्त्या निद्रामुवाह जठरीकृतलोकयात्रः अन्तर्जले हि कशिपुस्पर्शानुकूलां भीमोर्मिमालिनि जनस्य सुखं विवृण्वन्. I offer respects to the Lord, uninfluenced by ignorance with its five functions. I offer respects uninfluenced by ignorance with its five functions, who holds all the living beings in his stomach, and who goes to sleep happily with the comfortable touch of the bed of Sesha in the water, amidst a multitude waves fearful to all people. Okay, who holds living beings in his stomach, and who goes to sleep happily with the comfortable touch of the bed Sesha in the water, amidst multitude of waves fearful to all people. Brahma offers respects to the form he sees in front of him in two verses. So now Brahmaji is offering respects to the form he sees in front of him in two verses. The Lord sleeps without being overcoming by the ignorance with its five functions which causes sleep. Lord sleeps without being overcome by the ignorance with its five functions that cause sleep. The five functions of ignorance act because of him. His sleep is composed of his Svarupa Shakti. The Lord contains all the living beings who are merged in his stomach. The sleep is made comfortable by the touch of the bed Sesha. You are content sleeping on the soft bed within the water like a common person. You sport like a common person, or even at the time of destruction in the ocean, which gives fear to all people, even on the bed of a snake, you sleep happily. You are without fear at all times, in all places, in any association. No one else is. Only a very sleepy person will happily sleep, even if there is fear because of time, place of association. Yanna bipadma bhavanada hamasamidya idya lokatrayopakarano yadanugrahena tasmai namasta udarastha bhavaya yoga nidravasana vikasan naline kshanaya. O worshipable Lord, I offer respects to the Lord from whose navel lotus abode I appear, by whose mercy I give benefit to the three worlds, who holds the universe in his belly, and who glances with open lotus eyes at the end of the night of devastation. Commentary. I arose from the abode in the lotus in his navel. I am the maker of the three worlds, or I benefit the three worlds by creating. I offer respects to the Lord who has the material realm situated in his belly, who has a glance like a blossoming lotus at the end of Yoga Nidra, at the end of night. O my Lord, ocean of mercy, wake up, wake up. I, your servant, should perform Mangala Aratrika for you. I offer respects to the Lord who has the material realm situated in his belly, who has a glance like a blossoming lotus at the end of Yoga Nidra, at the end of night. Wake up, wake up. I, your servant, should perform Mangalarti. Soyam samasta jagatam suhrideka atma satve nayan mridaya satve nayan mridayate bhagavan bhagena tenaiva me drishamanusprishad स्पृशताद्यथाहं स्रक्ष्यामि पूर्ववदिदं प्रणतप्रियोऽसौ. The Lord is the protector of all material and spiritual realms and is the sole reservoir of prema. Because he gives happiness to people in the material world by sattva-guna and to the devotees by his spiritual qualities, may he, who is affectionate to those who offer respects, protect my material wisdom and my spiritual wisdom so that I can create material entities like Marichi and manifest the devotees like Narada as I did previously. Okay. May he who is affectionate to those who offer respects. Okay. The Lord is the protector of all material and spiritual realms, who is the sole reservoir of prema. Having offered praise, Brahma now makes requests in 4 verses. The Lord is the protector of all the spiritual and material worlds. He is the abode of unconditional prema. He is one alone because all others are not the abode of prema. Since he gives happiness to the material world by sattva guna in his role as protector and gives happiness to the spiritual world, the devotees, by his 6 great qualities, bhagena, may he protect by a small portion of sattva qualities my material wisdom, and by a portion of his spiritual qualities nourish my spiritual wisdom, since I possess devotion, so that I will learn how to create material entities such as Marichi and will learn to manifest spiritual beings such as Narada. He should do this since the Lord is affectionate to those who just offer him respects. Kitna acha se bole. He gives happiness to the material world by Sattva-guna in his role as protector, gives happiness to spiritual world by his 6 qualities. May he protect by a small portion of Sattva-guna, Sattva qualities, my material wisdom, and by a portion of his spiritual qualities, nourish my spiritual wisdom, since I possess devotion, so that I will learn how to create material entities such as Marichi, and also learn to manifest spiritual beings such as Narada. He should do this since the Lord is affectionate to those who just offer him respects. एष प्रपन्नवरदो रमयात्मशक्त्या यद्यत् करिष्यति गृहीतगुणावतारः तस्मिन् सविक्रममिदं सृजतोऽपि चेतो युञ्जीत कर्मशमलं च यथा विजह्याम्. When I create this universe endowed with his power, may the Lord, who benedicts the surrendered souls and manifests attractive qualities when he appears in this world by his internal energy, manifests attractive qualities when he appears in this world by his internal energy. Engage my mind in his pastimes which he performs. May he engage my mind. When I create this universe endowed with his power, when I create this universe endowed with his power, may the Lord who benedicts the surrendered souls, may the Lord who benedicts the surrendered souls engage my mind in his pastimes which he performs. So that I can avoid sins involved in creating, so that I can avoid sins involved in creating. Fearing the influence of creative work predominated by Rajoguna, Brahma prays for the well-being of his bhakti. The Lord is the giver of benedictions to the surrendered. May he give benedictions to me. He is the giver of benedictions to the surrendered. May he give benedictions to me. When he appears in this world, he has qualities such as affection for his devotees, which arise from his Shakti, arising from his Swarupa, not his Maya Shakti. Arise. When he appears in this world, he has qualities such as affection. He has qualities When he appears in the soul, he has qualities such as affection for his devotees, which arise from his Shakti, arising from his Swarupa, not his Maya Shakti. So Bhakta Vatsalata is coming from Swarup Shakti. May he begin to engage my mind when I will engage in creation of the universe, invested with the power of the Lord, and in actions such as lifting up the earth. May my mind not be attached to that. Rather, my mind should be attached to the topics about his pastimes. Right? May he begin to engage my mind. May he begin to engage my mind. He should do this so that I will avoid sins such as harshness arising from the work of creation. Karma shamalam. नाभिह्रदाद् इह सतोऽम्भसि यस्य पुंसो विज्ञानशक्तिरहमासमनन्तशक्तेः रूपं विचित्रमिदमस्य विवृण्वतो मे मारीरिषीस्त निगमस्य गिरां विसर्गः. When having appeared from the navel lake of Vishnu of unlimited power in the water, from the navel lake of Vishnu, I, the presiding deity of Buddhi, who is Brahmaji, the presiding deity of intelligence, I, the presiding deity of Buddhi, extend this variegated universe, a form of the Lord. May I not forget the manifestation of Vedic words. Right? May I not forget the manifestation of the Vedic words. The extent that I can enter into the ocean of your qualities is because of the mercy arising from the extent that I can enter into the ocean of your qualities is because of the mercy arising from studying the Vedas. It's because of the mercy arising from studying the Vedas. Vedas chakshur taveshvara. O Lord, the Vedas are your eyes. The Vedas are your eyes, Srimad Bhagavatam. The Vedas are your eyes. Now, however, because of lack of concentration due to creating the universe, I may forget the Vedas. Because of lack of concentration due to creating the universe, I may forget the Vedas. May that not happen. In this way, Brahma prays. May that not happen. In this way, Brahma prays. I, the Vijnanamaya Purusha, Vijnana Shakti, arose from the lake in the navel of the Lord who lay in the water. Right? Vijnanamaya Purusha. Because Brahma is the form of the aggregate of jivas or the presiding deity of Buddhi Tattva, he is called Vijnana Shakti. The presiding deity of Buddhi Tattva is called Vijnana Shakti. Okay? May my manifestation of the words of the Vedas coming from my limbs not be lost as I create the universe, right? May my manifestation of words of the Vedas coming from my limbs not be lost as I create the universe. That is his prayer. I may not forget the Vedas. May I not forget because of Maya. May I not forget because of Maya. The verb rishi means to injure. It is expressed as the intensive form with imperative meaning in reflexive form because of meter. Okay. 25. सोऽसावदभ्र करुणो भगवान् विवृद्धा प्रेमस्मितेन नयनाम्बुरुहं विजृम्भन् उत्थाय विश्वविजयाय च नो विषादम् माध्व्या गिरापन yatat purushah puranah. May the Supreme Lord, the eternal person of abundant mercy, opening his lotus eyes with a smile filled with prema, wake up. Okay? May the Lord wake up. Wake up. So that I will not be defeated in the work of creation. So may the Lord wake up. May the Supreme Lord wake up so that I won't be defeated in the work of creation. May he dispel my sorrow with his sweet instructions on creation. The servant will certainly be blissful by the glance of mercy and merciful instructions. Brahma prays for both. Okay. servant will certainly be blissful by the glance of mercy and merciful instructions. By the glance of mercy and merciful instructions. So Brahmaji is asking both. Brahmaji prays for both. Opening your lotus eyes, wake up, so that I will not be defeated during creation everywhere in this universe. Okay. Opening your lotus eyes, wake up, so that I will not be defeated during creation everywhere in this universe. The word cha indicates that the Lord should open his eyes so that his other desire to remember the Lord is fulfilled. Cha means what? Cha indicates that the Lord should open his eyes so that his other desire is fulfilled. What is his other desire? To remember the Lord, so that his other desire is fulfilled. The other desire is to remember the Lord. Dispel my sorrow by your sweet words, which order me to carry out creation. Like this. So he wants merciful glance and merciful instructions. That's what he wants. Glance of mercy. He wants the glance of mercy. And he wants merciful instructions. Text 26. Okay, so these were the prayers of Brahmaji so far. What is to be remembered here is the prayers, the prayers. What is Brahmaji asking? So, requests. Okay. Brahma now makes requests in 4 verses. That's important. Brahma now makes requests in 4 verses. So this is starting with text 22. Okay. So what is the first request? He's asking that may he protect by a small portion of sattva qualities my material wisdom, and by a portion of spiritual qualities nourish my spiritual wisdom. Material and spiritual wisdom. So that I will learn how to create material entities like Marichi, and also to manifest spiritual beings like Narada. He should do this because he's affectionate. Okay, so first prayer was, may he protect a small portion of may he protect by a small portion of his sattva qualities my material wisdom, and by a portion of his spiritual qualities my spiritual wisdom, so that I can create material entities like Marichi, Prajapati Marichi, and also manifest spiritual beings like Narada. First prayer. What was the second request that he's making? That when I create this universe, when I create endowed with your power, may the Lord who benedicts the surrendered souls manifest attractive qualities who manifests attractive qualities when he appears. So the second one is, may the Lord engage my mind in his pastimes. When I am creating, may the Lord engage my mind in his pastimes so that I can avoid the sins involved in creation. So second desire is, may the Lord engage my mind in his pastimes so that I will avoid the sins involved in creation. Second one. Then the third request is, I, Brahma, am the presiding deity of Buddhi. May I not forget the Vedas. May I not forget the Vedas. That's the third prayer request. And the fourth request is, may the Supreme Lord bless me with his merciful glance and merciful instructions. So these were the 4 prayers of Brahmaji. 4 prayers of Brahmaji. Then Maitreya Uvacha Swasambhavam Nishamyaivam Tapo Vidya Samadhibihi Yavan Manovachah Stutva Virarama Sakhinnavat. Maitreya said, seeing the Lord directly before him through worship and through meditation, and glorifying him to the best of his ability by his mind and words, Brahma then stopped as if tired. So until now, he made his requests. First, he glorified the Lord, praised the Lord, then he requested, and finally, he stopped speaking as if tired. Thus, seeing the manifestation of the Lord, Swa Sambhavam, directly before him in worship and in meditation. He's seeing directly before him in worship and in meditation with concentration of the mind, hearing as much as possible. He stopped as if tired because of attaining the Lord's glance of mercy. Why did he stop? He stopped because of attaining the Lord's glance of mercy. Vidya here means worship, using the Lord's mantra. Vidya refers to worship using the Lord's mantra, which brings about the sudden appearance of the Lord. Worship using mantra, which brings about the sudden appearance of the Lord. For it said, Acharya Chaitya Vapusa Swagatim Vyanakti. The Lord reveals prema by the external Guru and Paramatma within. Then 27-28. अथाभिप्रेतम् अन्वीक्ष्य भ्रमणो मधुसूदनः विषन्नचेतसं तेन कल्पव्यतिकराम्भसा लोकसंस्थानविज्ञान आत्मनः परिखिद्यतः तम् आहागाधया वाचा कश्मलं शमयन् इव. The Lord, understanding the mentality of Brahma, who was dejected by the waters of devastation and worried concerning knowledge for constructing suitable bodies for the living beings, spoke to him with profound words, thereby dispelling his illusion. The Lord, understanding the mentality of Brahma, who was dejected by the waters of devastation and worried concerning knowledge for constructing suitable bodies for the living beings. So, what was Brahmaji's condition? He was dejected by the waters of devastation and worried concerning knowledge for constructing suitable bodies for the living beings. So this is Brahmaji's condition. So the Lord spoke to him with profound words, thereby dispelling illusion. Okay, Lord spoke to him, dispelling his illusion. Brahma was dejected because of the water of devastation and stressed concerning knowledge of his method of building and fixing the various bodies of devatas and animals according to proper nature. Understanding his mentality, the Lord spoke, dissipating his illusion. Kashmalam 29. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Ma Veda Garbhagastandrim Sarga Udyama Mavaha Tanmaya Paditam Yagre Yanmam Prarthayate Bhavan. The Lord said, O knower of the Vedas, you should not be bereft of knowledge. Ma Veda Garbha Gastandrim. O knower of the Vedas, you should not be bereft of knowledge. Go about your efforts of creation. I will accomplish what you previously requested from me. Abhi isse pehle, what in the 4 verses, whatever Brahmaji has requested, the Lord is assuring, don't worry. You should not be bereft of knowledge. You're worried that you'll forget Vedas. You will not be bereft of knowledge. Go about your efforts of creation. I will accomplish whatever you previously requested from me. This verse shows the complete dissolution of Brahma's illusion. Complete dissolution of Brahma's illusion. May knowledge, Tandrim, not disappear. May knowledge not disappear, O source of the Vedas. May knowledge not disappear, O source of the Vedas, the Lord is saying. Reassuring. One who knows all the Vedas should not be ignorant. And Brahmaji is saying, one who knows all the Vedas should not be ignorant. Brahmaji is saying, but I am uncertain about how to go about creation. I'm not sure how to do it. The Lord is saying, go about your efforts in creation and do not be worried that it will be a failure. You prayed that I should preserve your wisdom. What you requested will be accomplished by me. Full assurance. So nice. Text 30. Bhuyastvam tapa atishtha vidyam chaiva mad ashrayam tabhyam antarhridi brahman lokan drakshyasya pavritan. O Brahma, concentrate your mind and worship using mantras to take shelter of me. Concentrate your mind. Now the Lord is giving instructions. Concentrate your mind, worship using mantras to take shelter of me. So concentrate your mind and also worship using mantras. By these two, within your heart and externally, by these two within your heart and externally as well, you will see the planets devoid of water. What will happen with my efforts? So the Lord said, go about with creation. So Brahmaji is saying, what will happen with my efforts? The planets like Earth, which I'm supposed to create, cannot be seen. Everything is underwater. What can I do? The Lord is saying, concentrate your mind and worship through mantra. Concentrate your mind and worship through mantra. You will see in your heart and externally as well. You'll see in your heart, you will see in your heart and externally as well the planets such as Earth and the inhabitants without the covering of water. After seeing in your heart these things shown by me in their proper position, you will then create them externally with ease, like a person who writes what he sees. Tata atmani loke cha bhakti yuktah samahitah drashta mam tatam brahman mai lokam stvamatmanaha. O my son, engaged with attention in bhakti, engaged with attention in bhakti. O my son, engaged with attention in bhakti, you will see me within your mind and spread in all the planets, and you will see all the planets and jivas in me. You will see engaged in bhakti, you will see me within your mind, first thing, and spread in all planets, in your mind and outside also spread in all planets. And you will see all planets and the jivas in me in you and everyone in me also, everything in me. The Lord replies to Brahma's request that he not forget the Lord when he gets absorbed in creation. That he not forget the Lord when he gets absorbed in creation. I may not forget you. Engage with concentration and bhakti, you will see me within yourself and in the world. And you will see within me all the planets, such as the earth and all the jivas. Just as Yashoda saw when I ate dirt. What did Yashoda Mai see? She saw everything inside Krishna. Or during Krishna's appearance, you will see me spread out as the calves. You will see me spread out as the calves and cowherd boys, and will see within me all the universes and the four-armed Vishnu forms. Or you will see many forms of yourself, many Brahmas within me, like this. Then 32. Yada tu sarva bhuteshu darusvagnim ivastitam prati chakshi tamam loko jahyat taryeva kashmalam. If a person sees me situated in all beings, just as fire is situated in wood, he gives up all illusion. So if he sees me situated in all beings as fire is situated in wood, he gives up all illusion. Brahma prayed that he would avoid all sin. Okay? That Brahma had prayed that he should avoid all sin during creation. So in answer to that, the Lord guarantees this, that by seeing him in all beings, he will give up all illusion. यदा रहितम् आत्मानं भूतेन्द्रिय गुणाशयैः स्वरूपेण मयोपेतं पश्यन् स्वराज्यं रिच्छति. When a person sees that he, the jiva, is completely free from the reservoir of the gunas, when a person sees that the jiva is completely free from the reservoir of gunas in the form of the body and senses, and he sees that when a person sees that the jiva is completely free from the reservoir of gunas, that means he's free from the body in the form of the body and senses. That means he's different from the senses and has attained a relationship with me and has attained a relationship with me, he attains dasya rasa. He attains dasya rasa. When a person sees that the jiva is different from the body, he's free from the body which is made of gunas, then by practicing bhakti, he will attain a relationship with me and then he attains dasya rasa. In which stage can a person attain you? The question is, if Brahmaji says, in which stage can a person attain you? A person should be free from the receptacle of the gunas in the form of the body and senses. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam. This means that the jiva should give up completely connection with the body and senses. It does not mean that one should give up the atma. Yes, connection with. When a person sees the self completely devoid of the senses and body and sees that the jiva has attained a close relationship with me, the Supreme Lord, for serving, he attains then existence with his Lord, or he attains the state or actions of servant. He attains dasya rasa. Okay? When a person sees the self completely devoid of senses and body and sees that the jiva has attained a close relationship with me, the Supreme Lord, for serving, he attains he attains then existence with his Lord, or he attains that state or actions of servant. He attains dasya rasa. Others explain the verse in another way because Brahma mentioned in his prayers both impersonal and personal forms of the Lord. This verse esoterically shows both final states. Okay. One meaning is when the jnani sees that the jiva becomes in his swarupa one with me, then he attains liberation. ये एक answer है. The other meaning is when a devotee sees that he is endowed with a spiritual form either as a servant, friend, parent, or lover, and that I am endowed with a form as master, friend, son, or lover, then he attains a state with his Lord as Echidrupa, master, friend, etc. Okay. Okay. Then tomorrow's verse. Nana karma vitanena praja bahvi sisrikshataha natma vasidatyasmimste varshiyan mad anugraha. In desiring to create many offspring while engaging in various actions, your mind will not become degraded. Even though you are desiring to create offsprings, your mind will not be degraded. Rather, my mercy will increase. Again, the Lord is reassuring Brahmaji. Having taught you about jnana, bhakti, and rasa, I give you my mercy, not just now, but for all time. Varshiyan means great. Having taught you about Jnana, Bhakti, and Rasa, I give you my mercy, not just now, but for all time. Okay. Jnana, Bhakti, and Rasa. Because here relationship is Rasa, and Jnana and Bhakti. So that is Jnana, this is Bhakti. Existence with his Lord. So in desiring to create many offspring while engaging in various actions, your mind will not become degraded. Then 35, let's see how many more verses. Okay, not many, so I can just finish. 35. Rishim adyam na badhnati papiyam stam rajo gunaha yanmano nirbadham praja samsrijatopite. Since your mind will be absorbed in me, though you will create the offspring, you, a great sage, will not be bound by rajoguna. You will not be bound by rajoguna, the Lord is assuring. Why? Because your mind will be absorbed in me. You should not fear contamination of Rajoguna. In the 10th canto, Brahma's illusion is not because of Rajoguna, but by not seeing the most auspicious form of great sweetness. So that will be explained at that time. You should not fear contamination. 36. Jnatoham bhavata tvadya durvigneyopi dehinam yanmam tvam manyase yuktam bhutendriya gunatmabihi. Though I cannot be understood by material beings, you have known me today, because you understand that my form is not made of material elements, material senses, or material gunas, nor is it a jiva. Actually, I cannot be understood by material beings. But you have known me today. But you have known me today. Why? Because you understand that my form is not made of material elements, material senses, or material gunas, and also that I'm not a jiva. Okay. Actually, it cannot be known, but you have known because of your bhakti, basically. Since you see that I, though possessing a form, do not have a form made of material elements like earth, nor senses in the mode of passion, nor of any material gunas, nor that I am just a jiva, since you understand that I am directly the Supreme Brahman, you know me today. Here the Lord says that understanding his body to be eternity, knowledge and bliss is knowledge, and thinking his body to be ignorant, material is ignorance. Thirty-seven. तुभ्यं मद विचिकित्सायाम आत्मा में दर्शितो बहिः नालेन सलिले मूलम पुष्करस्य विचिन्वतः. While you were searching in the water for the base of the lotus, by going down the stem with an inquiry concerning me, I revealed my spiritual form to make you successful. I reveal my spiritual form. You are the proof that since my form can only be seen by my inconceivable desire, it cannot actually be perceived by material eye. So you are the proof that people cannot see me by their material eyes, but only when I show myself, then they can see me. I have shown my spiritual form in your heart to make you successful, or the word can be taken as to make you successful, bahihi. And thus, the meaning is, I have shown my form even externally. So I've shown in your heart and I've also shown it externally. For the Gopala Tapani Upanishad says, Gopala Tapani Upanishad says, Gopavesho me purastad Avirva Avirva Bhuya. The Lord appeared before me in the dress of a cowherd. The Lord appeared before me in the form of a cowherd. Or Tubhyam can express the dative case while the verb expresses giving. Thus, the meaning is I showed my form to you. When I showed my form to you. When I revealed my form when you were searching the base of the lotus with inquiry about me. Right? When you were searching, does this lotus have a foundation or not? Like this, you were thinking. So at that time, I reveal my form. Actually, the cause of seeing me is not the worship or the meditation, because these are not mentioned here at all. The cause of seeing me is my desire only. One should understand that the Lord revealed to Brahma his this confidential conclusion. The reason that Brahma was able to see was not his meditation or anything. The reason was the Lord's desire. Yaccha Yacchakarthanga matstotram matkatha bhudayankitam yadva tapasi te nishtha sa esha mad anugraha. O Brahma, whatever praise describing my appearance and activities, whatever praise describing my appearance and activities you have uttered, and whatever steadiness you attained in meditation, all that and what you will accomplish is my mercy only. Even your ability to praise me was by my mercy only. The praising that you did and everything else done and everything now to be done is only my mercy. And what you are to do, that also understand as my mercy. What you said, what you're doing now, what you will do in future, it is all my mercy. प्रीतोहम अस्तु भद्रम ते लोकानां वजयेच्छया यद अस्तौसीर गुणम गुणमयम nirgunam manuvarnayan. I am pleased that you praised me, recognizing me to be the possessor of spiritual qualities and to be devoid of material qualities. When you desired to create successful progeny, I am pleased that you praised me, recognizing me to be the possessor of spiritual qualities and to be devoid of material qualities when you desired to create successful progeny. I'm happy with your desire, the Lord is saying. Let there be auspiciousness for you. I'm intensely pleased with bhakti which arises from my mercy. The Lord is saying, I'm intensely pleased with bhakti, and that bhakti arises from my mercy. See my astonishing skill. With a desire that the progeny you create would be victorious, you praised me, saying that I had a form with an ocean of wondrous qualities, and also described that I was devoid of material qualities like Sattva-guna. I am pleased with that. Let there be auspiciousness, even for those who praise me for having qualities like Sattva-guna in the form of Narayan. Yes, I am pleased by these prayers. But I'm not pleased with those who say I have no qualities. Let there be no auspiciousness for them. 40. Ya etena pumannityam stutva stotrena mam bhajet tasyashu samprasideyam sarvakama vareshvaraha. Bestower of all desires and benedictions, I will be pleased with whoever worships me by the verses spoken by you. Wow. So the Lord is pleased with anyone who worships him by repeating the verses spoken by Brahmaji. Since I am pleased with you, what can be said? 41. Purtena tapasa yagyair danair yoga samadhina aradham nishreyasam pumsam matpritis tattva vinmatam. The result that men attain by pious acts, austerity, sacrifices, charities, and concentration in yoga should be pleasing to me. This is the opinion of the knowers of truth. The result that men attain by pious acts, austerity, sacrifices, charities, and concentration in yoga should be pleasing me. Samsiddhir haritoshanam. The work that you do, all different types of karma that you do, if the result of that work is satisfying to Krishna, pleasing to Krishna, then that work is perfect. There is nothing better than pleasing me. Whatever results nishreyasam are achieved by pious acts, austerity, sacrifice, charity, or concentration in yoga are not results at all without pleasing me. The knowers of truth perform these pious acts to please me. Yes, those who are actually in knowledge, even if they do these pious works, they do it for my pleasure. They desire to please me. They do not desire to make me the object of their pleasure. Yes. I am pleased with such persons who perform bhakti with sattva guna. I give them liberation. 42. Aham atmatmanam dhataha preshtah san preyasamapi ato mai ratim kuryad dehadir yat krite priyaha. O Brahma, I am the soul in all the living beings. Among all dear things, I am the dearest object to the living beings. For this reason, the body and family are dear to a person. Therefore, one should have love for me. O Brahma, I am the soul of all living beings. Yes, I am the soul. Among all dear things, I am the dearest object to the living beings. I am the dearest object. For this reason, the body and family are dear to a person. So why the body is dear? Why the family is dear? Because in them, the Lord is there. That's why. Therefore, one should have love for me. If you love the Lord, then because He's there everywhere, you will love everyone. Purport, commentary. The Lord has indicated that He is very dear to those who have pure bhakti within material gunas. Yes. But I alone should also be dearest to all jivas. Yes. He has indicated that he is dear to those who have pure bhakti without material gunas. Yes. But I alone should also be dearest, not just to them, but to all jivas. He should be dearest to all jivas. They should hold me dear. This is an injunction. This is an injunction. I am the soul. I am the soul, Paramatma of all jivas. For this reason, the body and family become dear to a person. Affection for wife and sons is based on one's body. Affection for one's own body, affection for one's own body is based on the jiva within the body. Affection for the jiva is based on Paramatma. Affection for Paramatma is natural. The affection for the jiva and the preceding items, is figurative only, and the affection for each item is successively less. But how can you make a command and say, question, the jiva should act with rati for me? Purvapakshi is saying. Rati is something which is to be attained. The command is uttered to act when rati does not exist. The command is uttered to act when rati does not exist. The answer is as follows. The jiva is fit for Maya, but not the Paramatma. Humans who have fallen into Maya's bondage experience objects of Maya, but even for the jiva, Maya is only superimposed. The jiva is fit for Maya, but not the Paramatma. Humans who have fallen into Maya's bondage experience objects of Maya. But even for the jiva, Maya is only superimposed. Experience objects of Maya. But even for the jiva, Maya is only superimposed. Though natural affection for Paramatma exists because of lack of experience of Paramatma, the jiva does not have affection for Paramatma. He is like a wealthy merchant who does not know that he possesses wealth and thus acts like a poor man. Thus it is enjoined that the jiva should have affection. It is an injunction. Okay. However, though Paramatma is dearest, it is seen that even though the Gyanis may realize him directly, there is no rati for Paramatma, and prema does not develop. For the devotee alone, for the devotees alone, Paramatma existing in all time and space is the dearest. This is not so for the Gyanis. Though the sun dispels the pain of cold and gives happiness to the eye with light, and though this is experienced by all, some people do not appreciate this. This is because they have no attachment for the sun. They have no attachment for the sun. And though the sun gives happiness to them, it is also indifferent to them. It is also indifferent to them. The Gyanis do not rejoice in the Brahman, though it gives happiness of realizing the self and destroys ignorance, because they do not have great attachment to it. Brahman also giving them realization of the impersonal aspect is indifferent to them. When devotee of the sun god, whether having vision or blind, sees the sun who is satisfied by his devotion as having hands and feet along with chariot and horses, he brings the sun under his control by his devotion. Similarly, the jiva, whether liberated or in bondage, delights in the Paramatma with realization of his qualities and brings Paramatma under his control by his devotion. Yes, makes sense. When a devotee of the sun, God, whether having vision or blind, sees the sun who is satisfied by his devotion as having hands and feet, along with his chariot and horses, brings the sun under his control by his devotion. Similarly, the jiva, whether liberated or in bondage, delights in the Paramatma with realization of his qualities, brings Paramatma under his control by his devotion. Thus, Paramatma is most dear to the devotees, whether they have pure bhakti or mixed bhakti. Very nice. However, Paramatma is not most dear to the Gyanis with a small amount of bhakti. Thus, when the Paramatma himself says, one should show affection for me, it should be considered in relation to the devotee only. Should be considered in relation to the devotee only. Or the sentence can mean, for this reason one should show affection for me, the result of which is that the intelligent man will have affection for the body, using the body and senses to perfect bhakti. Such persons do not hanker for liberation. Okay, 43. Sarvavedamayene atmanatmatma yonina prajasrija yatha purvam yascha mayanu sherate. Create the offspring who will be obedient to me and have devotion for me as in the previous day by your body composed of all the Vedas whose source is me. The Lord is saying, create the offspring who will be obedient to me and have devotion for me as in the previous day by your body composed of all Vedas whose source is me. So go ahead and create Bolo. You prayed that you should not forget the Vedas. Your body will be filled with the Vedas. You will not forget the Vedas, the Lord is assuring. Now you should create the progeny by your body whose source is I, as you did in the previous day. Create the progeny who are obedient to me and have bhakti. The word cha indicates bhakti. Yes, cha indicates bhakti. This means that creating would be easy since it would involve simply manifesting the various bodies. Maitreya uvacha tasma evam jagat srastre pradhana purusheshvaraha vyajyedam svena rupena kanja nabhastirodadhe. Maitreya said, the Lord of matter and the jivas with lotus navel, showing in this way the universe to be created to Brahma, then disappeared with his form. Showing this universe to be created, the Lord disappeared with his form as Narayan. In the first day of Brahma, the Lord recited the 4 essential Bhagavatam verses. In the first day of Brahma, he recited the 4 essential Bhagavatam verses with Aham evasam eva gre, Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd Canto, 9th chapter, 32 to 35. Okay. In Padma Kalpa, the last day of the previous half of Brahma's life, the Lord also taught 4 essential verses in the form of verses 32, 33, 41, and 42 of this chapter. This is the opinion of some. Okay. Okay. 32, 33, 41, and 42. Thus ends the commentary on 9th chapter of the 3rd canto of the Bhagavatam for the pleasure of the devotees in accordance with the previous acharyas. Hare Krishna.